Hey folks, Ray from loveyourrv.com here once again. Coming to you from a little stopover park along Interstate 5 on our way back home to BC. Today I have a review on a backup camera system. If you remember, sometime in the early fall I installed this backup camera on our rig. I don't have too much trouble with backing up Anne's my spotter, but I really like it for as a rear view camera, so I can see what's right behind our rig and some of the blind spots on each side. So I ended up mounting it up above my my mirror here, so it's right out of the way, because I also have a dash cam and I have my GPS. That's the Garmin GPS. There'll be a review in the coming months. I'm still going through all its features. But anyway, Taddy Brothers, who are the ones that gave me that original backup camera, asked me if I'd like to do a review on another one. And I said, sure, because this one is one that's really simple to install. It just clips onto your license plate and just plugs in. So let's unbox that and take a look at that. It's a little bit less of a complex system than the one I have. Okay, here we go, unboxed now. Here's the camera itself. So it looks like it's made of metal. It's completely waterproof, and you see this little L bracket on the back of it there, and it has a little 3M mounting tape, so that you can slide in behind a license plate and tape it on. And then all you have to do to get it working is find 12 volts. Plug, positive and negative into it. If you wanted to use it as a straight backup camera, you could probably run it into the rear backup lights on your vehicle. Usually what I did with my other camera is you put it on the running lights, and then when you turn on your lights, your camera comes on, because I'd want it on all the time so I could use it as a rear view camera. So that's pretty simple setup. And then on the inside here, you have a little 5-inch display, LCD display. There's a little antenna that hooks up onto it there. And then to mount it, they give you this little suction cup mount that can go to the window, or you could put it on your dash. And then to power it, simply go into it the 12-volt power socket cigarette lighter adapter there. Looks like they give you lots of cord too. So really, a really straightforward, simple setup. You don't really even have to drill any holes or anything. See, that camera's a wide angle lens on it, and it looks like it's got some LEDs for night vision as well. I really was impressed with the one I got from Taddy Brothers. I've been using it my whole snowbird trip down south here, and it's been solid. Really nice to have, especially when we're on a freeway or something like that, and I want to see who's in my blind spot behind me and who's tucked right up my butt. Sometimes a car will be hiding back there, and now I can see clearly what's going on, so it's a real advantage. So anyway, let's hook this up and see what kind of display we get out of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my I have a battery box, so I'm going to wire up just another power plug onto this camera so I can plug it right into my battery box, and I can move the camera around and we can see how far we can get a signal. This one's kind of interesting. My other one had a antenna much like this sticking out of it. This one, it's all built in, but they still say the range is pretty good. I think it was 100 feet or something. I'm right near a truck stop if you're hearing stuff. Okay, let's go. Let's put all this together and see what the image looks like. First, I'll show you how it's meant to be hooked up. So you're supposed to just slide it in the back of your license plate here with that L bracket, and then you could use the 3M tape to keep it in place. Then you could always say, on my truck here I'd have 12 volts on the running lights here, or maybe the license plate light over there, so you'd run that wire in and hook it up to splice into the lights there to power it up. But what I'm going to do for demo purposes, I'm going to use my my NOCO battery box that I got for Christmas and test that out. That way I can move it around, do some tests with it. So that thing puts out 12 volts for me. I actually got to jump somebody. We were up in the middle of nowhere, New Mexico, and this family went for a hike, and when they came back their truck wouldn't start. So the guy came up and asked me if I had any jumper cables or anything. I said, no, I have something even better. And the thing fired up his F-150, no problem. So that was cool. So anyway, so I've put the 12 volt and powered up the camera here. So let's go inside the truck, see what kind of image we're getting. I've attached it to the windshield with the suction cup and mounted it right there on near the dash. And we'll plug it into our power socket here. Got a little button on it for on-off. And there we go. That's not too bad. I got a pretty clear image there. It's pretty bright out right now. Let's see, what's this button here? Well, that does your tracking there. Okay, so that's got a pretty good signal. I look at the bars there. I have 4 bars of signal at the back of the truck. Seems to work pretty good. I could definitely live with that. Okay, so let's take that box and I'm going to put it right at the back of the trailer. See if it can handle the whole trailer length. Right now I'm hooked up, so I'm looking at about a total of 45 feet long. So what I did is I took it and I put it right on the rear bumper of the trailer, just below the license plate, and I'm getting a really nice image out of it. It's actually got better color than my my other camera. This one's mounted up on the rooftop there, looking down. I think this one has actually better color to it, this display. And I'm still getting, if you go by their bars, I'm still getting 2 bars there of signals, so I think that's going to work out good. So let's try taking that thing and putting it somewhere a little further away and see if we can still get a signal. So there's where I mounted it. Let's grab that. Go a little ways over. There's a picnic table over here. I'll put it on that picnic table. Hope no one sees it and wanders off with it. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, there we go. There's the old Cougar there. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good range on it, that's for sure. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that range, but I'm going to do 2 more tests for you. Tomorrow we're doing about a 100-mile trip, so I think what I'll do is I'll set up my my battery box in here in the rig, and then I'll just set this in the window, and we'll see how it performs during the trip in the RV, see if it glitches at all and is able to maintain wireless connection. The other Taddy Brothers camera has been awesome. It's really been solid, except it's Angie coughing. Can you be quiet while I'm doing the video, please? No. Anyway, it's the only glitching I get is sometimes when I'm going through heavy urban areas like cities, I guess because there's so much interference that it'll black out, but just quickly black out and then come back. I think these work by, I think it was 2.4 gigahertz frequency, which is kind of the old cordless phone frequency. You'll find some of these wireless backup cameras that seem awfully cheap, but I think a lot of them, they use Bluetooth, which doesn't have near the power and distance as these do. So anyway, stay tuned. When we leave tomorrow, I'll hook that up and give you a look at that, and then I'll also show, we're going to park in a casino overnight, so I'll show you the night vision on it as well. Okay, just a quick test of the night vision here. There's a beagle. Seems to work. See inside of the rig, pitch black in here. I hope you found the tests useful. Let me go through some of the pros and cons as I see them. We'll start with the cons. The camera appears to be a little higher priced than many of the other brands I've seen online. And also, I found this LCD panel. The picture was pretty good, but the case is kind of cheap. It's kind of a cheap plastic case on it. Well, that's really all I can find that's as a con. When I go through the pros, first thing is it's very easy to install. You saw that the display just plugs into your power 12-volt power socket, and this you just mount on the license plate with the sticky 3M tape here. You don't even need to use screws or anything, and then you just have to find power and ground. So it's super easy to install. The resolution is pretty decent. It's got a pretty good picture on it, fairly good color. I don't find either of the displays overly bright. Could be my old eyes though, that are but very useful for what they are. The camera body, the cameras, I'm really impressed with both cameras that I have, and this one's just as good as the bird's eye as far as the case design. Really robust feeling, heavy duty, and it's supposed to be 100% waterproof. And so far that's proved true. I've gone 6 months and we've been through a lot of storms. Actually, right now we've been through a storm, and it hasn't had a problem at all with a lot of water. Both the display and the camera paired up right away. There is a pairing button on them, but as soon as I turned them on, they synced up really quick. I know that can be a problem with some units getting them to pair. The display came with the nice little suction cup mount there, and the 12-volt cigarette lighter socket, and even had a switch on it, so that was good. Also, Taddy Brothers, if you go to their website, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so I guess if you order it and it's not right or it doesn't work for you, you can send it back. Also, they're based in Los Angeles, California, so if you phone them, you're going to talk to them on US time. You're not phoning back to China or something. And also they have telephone support, and I've gone on their website, and it's top grade. It's very modern, really good website, so that's good for as far as the pros. So what I did find on my extended travel there is, because it doesn't have that extra antenna, my bird's eye one on the top of the RV has an antenna that sticks up, so the range wasn't quite as good. I did find more blackouts and glitching when I was going through cities on the interstate, because when you go through cities, or especially if you're among other cars and stuff, everybody else has cameras and things, so you get a lot of interference between them. So I'd get sort of quick blackouts where it'd lose signal or it would freeze. But as soon as I was clear of any city, it was solid. Like I'd say 98% of the time it had a solid signal. Just the odd glitch, so I thought I would mention that. I think on my rig, it would be good for a smaller RV for sure, like a little camper van, truck camper, or like a small Class C. I think it would have decent range. But I think if you were getting up, like me, 30-foot or 40-foot fifth wheel or a big Class A, you'd want to stick with the one I previously installed, the bird's eye view. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that review. We've just finally hit the coast here, and of course it's pouring rain. It's April, mid-April. It's about 50 degrees. We've hit one of our favorite places. It's called Elk Country. We come here because a herd of elk lives in the area, and also with all this rain and wind, my next review this is a great place to do it. I'm going to be reviewing a generator cover called Gen Tent, and of course you can see from the outside here, this is the place to do it. Maybe I'll just go outside and give you a quick peek. The elk have just arrived in Elk Country RV Resort. Okay, so let me cruise across here. A little bit wet, but this is why it's worth it. Let's go. Let me zoom in on these guys. So this is just a little bit north of Eureka, between Eureka and Crescent City, California. And we're right close to the Redwoods National Park. And they're coming right into the campground. So awesome. So until next time, it's Ray from loveyourrv.com. Happy trails. Cheers, everyone.